Hey friends, Joe Teeters from Carolina One Real Estate and the Charleston Trident Partners Real Estate Group. As always, my good friend Jared Hodson with Midland Mortgage here. Today we want to talk to you about how much you need for a down payment to buy a home. There's a lot of different loan products out there. There's a lot of different home prices out there. Hopefully Jared's going to be able to make some sense about just how much you're going to need to put down on a house, because I deal with a lot of buyers and I hear a lot of different numbers on what people have a preconceived notion of what they need to put down to buy a home. So Jared, enlighten me, my friend.
Well, I think the first thing that people need to realize about down payment is it's separate from closing costs. And you've been ground your contracts firm a lot from a negotiating standpoint to get the seller to pay most of those actual closing costs. And that's separate from down payment. The seller cannot pay a portion of your down payment. So the answer to the down payment question is potentially zero. There are certain areas, for instance, with a USDA loan or a veteran, we'll have to put on zero, and there's also some other down payment assistance. But most people, the average person out there is going to put down between 3 and 3.5%. 3 on conventional, 3.5% on FHA.
3%?
That's what the kind of the general most people are going to qualify for the 3 or 3.5% down program, assuming they're not a veteran or living in a rural area, and then they would qualify for a 0% down program.
Do you know what some of the numbers I hear from people to buy a home when they first start their home buying process?
I can imagine.
It's a common misconception that people feel as though they have to put 20% down to buy their home. Most people never have 20% to put down on a home in their bank account at one point in their lifetime, let alone to buy a home.
One thing I want to say too is a lot of people, I mean, they hear that the 20% down number, they avoid something called mortgage insurance whenever they do that. Now, what people don't realize is even with the 3% down program, if you have pretty good credit, you can avoid paying mortgage insurance even with just 3% down. It's an incredible program.
So if we do the work to help improve your credit score, like we talked about before,
Get those scores up.
We can get rid of that PMI, the evil PMI word that everybody worries about that they Googled, and you can save
a couple $100 a month in some cases, and I mean, imagine what that ends up being over the life of a loan. It's pretty amazing what you can do if we get those scores up and do that no PMI program, just 3% down.
Wow, that's really impressive. So those of you that have been worried that you don't have enough money in the bank account or you don't have 20% to put down towards a home, get those ideas out of your head. Let's get talking to Jared. Let's get you a pre-approval. Let's look at your finances and take a look at your credit and see what we can do to get you towards that 3% with 3 to 0% maybe down payment for a home. And we'll get you in a new home here in Charleston soon. As always, Jared, you blew our mind with some knowledge, buddy. Thanks so much.
What I'm here for, Joe.
We'll talk to you soon.